Right, come on Facebook, come on YouTube, get with the program. Good evening to everybody on the tube. We are live on the tube. As ever, we are waiting for Facebook. Is Facebook with us yet? No, I can't see it on Facebook yet. Technology, what are you doing to me? Oh, right, we are live on Facebook, so good evening, everybody. Whoop, whoop. Oh, what a day. What a day. Right, let's just check that I am working everywhere. Credit card is hiding. It won't be for long. Right, so let's just say hello to everybody who is waiting, and then I'll talk a load of drivel, and then we'll get on with the show. So good evening to everybody on who's already there on YouTube. So hi Jane, Margaret, Anne, Emma, Sandra. Oh, what's this next to your name? A little crown. What's that? Paula, Audrey, Shell, Margaret, Caroline. Caroline says she's hiding a credit card. Hi Georgine. I brought sustenance for tonight. Paula, Julie, Rob, Janet, Sally Ann, Helen, Christine, Jan. It is a long time. It feels like forever, Rob, but that's my fault for being away so often. And over to Facebook. Oh, crikey, there's lots of you there already, so it'll take me ages to go back. So good evening to everybody. It feels like ages since we've had a live. Let me just turn these subtitles off because they never say what they're supposed to say. So super excited for tonight. Before we get started, I'll just say thank you to Georgine and Caroline for their hospitality yesterday and for all the goodies you gave me. It was lovely to see you all and your hubby. It was lovely to see you all, and thank you very much. The chocolates have nearly all gone already, which I know is shameful. The drive home yesterday was horrendous. The weather was horrendous. And I actually nodded off and fell asleep on the settee this afternoon, so you only got one demo instead of two. Anyway, so I just wanted to say thank you to you both because it's very much appreciated. And Georgine made me some lovely homemade shortbread, which is going to sustain me throughout the demo. It's already been opened and started. Anyway, so super excited for tonight. It seems like it's been forever since we had a live, and more importantly, since we had a festive release. And obviously we're a little bit later than usual because of me being away on holiday and then coming back and then going away again. So we are kind of playing catch up. I hope you're ready for this because everything is absolutely stunning. And I know I say that every single year, but every single year, you know me well enough to know that I push the boundaries, and that's exactly what I've done tonight. So I'm just going to hang on a few more minutes while we wait for the last few people to get here. I'm really not that slim, Pam, but thank you very much. Hi, Elaine, bonjour. Now, first things first, just whilst we're waiting, I can tell you that you will be able to pre-order from tonight, and I've got 9 o'clock on here. It may be a little bit earlier without going into details, but we'll say 9 o'clock officially for the pre-orders. Now, pre-orders will be dispatched after the shows on Hobby Maker on Wednesday, so they will all be dispatched at the same time on Thursday, Friday. You all know by now that you can do your orders over the telephone. So if you prefer to use the telephone to do your orders, whether it's a pre-order or a normal order, you can do that. If you are collecting from the shop, I just happened to see a comment from Lee saying, but I couldn't reply to you, Lee, because I'd already started the camera. saying, can you collect from the shop? Now, you can, if you are close to the shop, you can collect your pre-orders, but not until Thursday. Not until Thursday, because it's unfair to everybody who orders from Hobby Maker. So, Phill, can you say look after yourself to Isabel? Hi, Isabel. Take care of yourself. Oh, bless you, darling. Well, I hope you feel better soon, Isabel. In a Drossen. Well, I didn't know you were all up there. I was there yesterday. Thank you very much, Chrissy, because I had no idea, so I was about to ask you. I am on a 1 and 4 on Wednesday, everybody. I need to choose. I'm missing your comments. It definitely has it, Helen. Oh, Isabel, bless you, darling. I hope you feel better soon. Right, so good evening to everybody who I haven't had a chance to say hello to. Karen says after 12 noon for telephone orders, please. So if you're phoning to do your pre-orders over the phone, they will be, Wendy, yes. I'm going to show you all later. Do your phone pre-orders after. Right, there's lots to get through. Now, I was going to do 2 demos, but I've told you, I fell asleep on the settee this afternoon for an hour and a half, so I must have needed it. And so time has just dwindled away. So we are doing 1 demo. I've got lots to show you. There are in total 7 die sets, 4 embossing folders, and 2 paper packs. I don't think I've missed anything. 7 folders, 7 die sets, 4 embossing folders, and 2 paper packs. And we have, as Wendy's just mentioned, I have reordered 2 of the die sets from last year, and I will get to that in a second. So let's get started. So, I don't know whether to put it all on the desk in one go. No, I'm not. I'm gonna show you one thing at a time. One thing at a time, because I think that makes more sense. So remember when I said to you, we're starting with this one. So there are 3 DL die sets, 3 A6 die sets, and 1 A4 die set. Now remember when I said to you when Led Differently Series 2 was released, I told you all on no uncertain terms that you would absolutely need it, and you will see why in a second. So let's look at the first die set. So here we go. We are starting with one of the DL die sets, and this is your Lead Elegance Bauble. Now these are clearly all brand new, and when you see what you can do with these, it's just going to blow your mind. You're going to be able to use these year in, year out without them looking the same at all, because there are just so many different permutations of what you can do. So I'm going to show you this. I'm going to show you this in a little bit more detail before we move on. Hi, Penny. So this is your Lead Elegance Bauble. So this is not like any baubles that I've ever done in the past, because as you can see, you've got 3 different choices there. So we're going to look at this one in a little bit more detail before I move on, because I need you to be able to get all this in your head before I show you everything else. There are 18 dies in this little DL set. 18 dies. So I'm going to start with the main bauble itself. So these are all designed to fit on A6 cards up. So teeny tiny cards all the way up to your 8x8 cards and bigger if you so wish. So this bauble, the main part of the bauble, the base of the bauble is 13 centimeters tall. So what you've got here is the plain part, the base of your bauble. From there, you can literally cut that and decorate it with all these embellishments that are on here, yeah? But then you can use your pierced layer. So we're now taking this to a whole new level. So we're doing one base layer, we're doing the pierced layer, and then all these things that you see here are going to fit inside this bauble. So you could, if you were doing lots and lots of cards really quickly, you could literally do the base layer, the pierced layer. You can add this lovely little holly centre to go in there. So you can add a lovely holly decoration, and then you can pop your sentiment on the top. Pure and simple, that's one way. You've even got the bow. So you've got the bow with the string, so that you can pop the bow with the string on there as well, should you wish. You've even got snowflakes to go inside. Another snowflake to go inside. You've got holly that you can stick off the edge and stick up the top and what have you. We've even included, there's just too much to show you. Before I get too giddy, let me just tell you, there is no way on earth I'm going to be able to show you all the different permutations of what you can do with these dies, because it just keeps on going. So even if you don't want to use any of that, you can then use these little weird looking things. So this little filigree embellishment here and this little filigree embellishment here are designed to go at the top and bottom of your bauble. So we've now taken the plain bauble, one of the pierced layers, and then we are changing this again by adding the filigree elements to it. Yeah, so completely different look again. Do you see where I'm going with this? Mind-blowing. It's just mind-blowing. Lots and lots and lots of different ways you can use this die set, as you would expect from me. I'm going to leave that there. I'm going to try and line that up again. It's not lined up properly because I'm getting too excited. But even if you don't want the ovals, I've even included this gorgeous little label shape in here with a base layer and with the pierced layer. So you can change the look again by adding the the base layer and the pierced layer. And if you want, you can go back in with the holly. I've literally just shown you, just looking at this quickly, I've shown you 4 different ways to use this die set. Yeah, 4 different ways to use this die set on its own. And then just add a couple of snowflakes or a couple of hollies and away you go. Right, so this is die set number 1. I'm going to move on because there's lots to show you. And you've obviously got all the details. You would expect that from me, and that's exactly what you've got. So the baubles have 3 layers to them, and then all the filigree work and all the layering options as well. So this is your first one. Let's try and get this in some sort of order. And naturally they come on their magnetic sheet. So I'm going to show you the board that shows you all the dies you get. This is all that, I can't even get that on the screen. This is all the dies you get with the Elegance bauble. In fact, I'm going to zoom out a bit. I'm just going to zoom out a little bit. Bear with me a sec. There we go. Oh, you didn't see my demo, did you? So this is all the dies you get with the Lead Elegance bauble. All 18 dies cut separately so you can see what they look like, okay? Now, I'm going to flip this over and show you 3 more options of what you can do with these baubles. oh, pretend you didn't see that. I should have done it the other way around. So that's three different looks to what I've just shown you. Look how beautiful these little details are. Look at this, look at this, right? So this is just that die set. And honestly, we've not even scratched the surface of what you can do with that. So that is the Elegance bauble. We are going to move on. Let me just make some space for myself. To the next bauble, which is the Opulence bauble. So you've got 2 different shapes. I didn't want to just do one. So you've got the Lead Opulence bauble, which again has 18 dies. And it's a completely different shape. You've got the gist now of what you can do with this. This one has snowflakes featured within it. So you've got snowflakes in this one as opposed to the other one, which is more holly. So again, you've got the base die, You've got the 2 layering dies with the piercing detail that are going to coordinate with your, let me zoom in again, that are going to coordinate with your lead differently dies. You've got a different bow. So this bow is different to the Elegance bauble. Clearly you can see you're going to be able to use them with each die set. And then you've got all these beautiful filigree embellishments that will go inside it. Look, oh, that's the wrong one. You've got this one. You've got, I mean, that's beautiful just as it is. Then you've got the detailed dies, so you can pop that in there. You can pop that in there. We were laughing at this because it looks like an angry Mickey Mouse. I think it was Saz that said it. So, I mean, look at that. How beautiful is that? Just like that. How beautiful is that? Is that not just mind-blowing? Honestly, I can't tell you how fabulous these dies are. And then you don't even need to use all the bauble shapes, because they are beautiful on their own. So you could just do a bigger one with a bigger border, look. Create a frame with it. Crazy. Now, I don't know how many demos I'm going to get done on TV because there's such a lot to show you. So let's pop these back. So you've got the idea of how the baubles work together, yeah? You can use them individually, you can use them in duos, you can use them in lots of different ways. You've got a different little label shape for this one. Everything, wherever I could, everything features pierced detailing, yeah? And let's just show you the board. So this is the board with the opulence bauble. Just zoom out a little bit. This is the board that shows you all the dies that you get in the opulence bauble. I mean, that's going to be beautiful. This little oval with the ball things in for your pearls, and a couple of different options again. Look, how beautiful are these baubles? Aren't they just absolutely stunning? Do you see what I mean when I say every year you are going to be able to use these every single year without them looking the same? It's just brilliant. And then we move on to the last in the bauble series, which is your lead mini baubles. So these are all mini baubles. You've got in here 27 dies. Are you ready for this? 27 dies, and you've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 bauble shapes, 2 that coordinate with the bigger ones. Then you've got a star, a heart. I love this shape. These are all very traditional. And then you've got 2 more little bows that are different to the other ones, and you've got a separate bow on its own. All of them have their own little, I don't know what you call that, hangy thing. And these come with 3 dies per shape. So you've got the outside outline, you've got the inner one which is pierced, and then you've got the internal one which is not pierced. So let's show you how these look. This is all the dies. This is all the dies in the mini baubles, the lead mini baubles, yeah? In the lead mini baubles. So I'm going to flick this over and show you what these look like laid up. I mean, look how beautiful these are. These are all mini. I'll measure a couple and show you in a second. So you can see the piercing look on the white layers, because I've just done these in gold and white. Aren't they just stunning? And let's just measure one and show you which is the tallest. Probably this one. So this is probably the tallest, and it's 7.5 centimeters. So that is your mini baubles. That's 27 dies. And then, of course, we need the extras. So we've got brand new snowflakes. So you've got here what I've called my Nordic snowflakes. No, No, Samantha, these are completely brand new shapes. So Samantha's just asking me if these would fit one of the bauble stamps that I did ages ago. No, these are all brand new shapes. Yeah, all brand new shapes. It's called a crown. Thank you for that, Vicky. Finials, either, whatever. So we've got Nordic Snowflakes. Believe it or not, these are A6. Obviously, I've got 2. You've got 14 dies in here, and you've got two different snowflake shapes in one die set, which I don't. It's just boom. These are obviously going to coordinate with your baubles, the large ones and the mini ones, and this is how they look cut out. Now, for the first time ever, I've done cutaway centres on the Nordic ones. So these little starry things are the centres from the Nordic Snowflakes. So they are your Nordic Snowflakes. We then move on to... And you know I can't do a festive release without these. You're going to love these. Everything is pierced, look. So your pierced festive poinsettias, these are mini. So you've got 10 dies in the festive poinsettias, all with the piercing detail. I'm covering that because that's my second set. So all with the piercing detail. Everything is pierced this year. We're going for the pierced look. And this is how they look. The smallest one of these little pierced poinsettias is here, look at that. And that is 1.5 centimeters. Yeah, they are your pierced poinsettias. And clearly we can't do poinsettias without some brand new holly boughs. So we've got brand new holly boughs this year, left facing, right facing, with integral berries. So you've got berries included with them, and with the piercing detail. These are your pierced holly sprigs, and you've got 4 dies in this one. Yeah, and this is how they look when they're cut out. And these are smaller than I've done before. So these are 8 and just under 9 centimeters for the tallest, the biggest one, and just under 6 for the smallest one. So they are your pierced holly sprigs. And then we move on to something that you've all been waiting for. This is the last new die set, and this is your Regency Christmas cracker. This is your Regency Christmas cracker. Now, I'm not going to be demoing this tonight because I never had time. However, Ilona has done a fabulous step-by-step video for us that will be on her YouTube channel after I finish the live tonight. This is a massive A4 die set. Now, you've never seen a Christmas cracker die set like this. This took me ages to do. Ages and ages and ages to do. So let's just show you what this looks like. The cracker itself, when the cracker is assembled and made, it's a full 10-inch cracker. So the cracker itself is this long. It's a 10-inch long cracker. This is a full-sized Christmas cracker. Not a mini one. It's a full-sized one. Yeah. So I didn't want to do what everybody else has done. You've got so many different options with this die set. I can't wait for you to get it. So I'm going to... This is the cracker die. So this actually cuts out the whole cracker shape, if you like. So you've then got all your... Have I got one? I haven't. I left it with my mum. Oh, that's shameful. That's just so disorganised, Mr. Martin. So this basically cuts out your cracker shape and gives you the holes where you scrunch it together. But unlike dies you've seen before, I've given you options. I've given you lots and lots and lots of options. So each of these sections, look, contain layering dies. Yeah. So you've got 2 plain layers there, 2 plain layers there. You've got 1 pierced layer there, you've got 1 pierced layer there, and then you've got these stunning filigree elements. Look at these. Look, 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 look. Oh, if I could get my fingers in it. So you've got, you all know this, without me having to tell you this, you all know that these panels are going to be stunning for cards as well. So you've got 2 snowflake filigree elements. 2 snowflake filigree elements. You've also got 2 holly filigree elements. You can choose to use these with the panels, without the panels, however you want to use them. You can do exactly as you please. Now, you all know that I don't waste any space on a die set. When we're paying for a big A4 die set, we are literally, if I turn that this way, look, this is an A4 magnetic sheet. There is no space whatsoever. These little labels I've put in, look, I've included 3 little labels for your sentiments with the piercing detail. Now, let me show you what this looks like. We couldn't get this on 1 board. We've got 3 boards for this. So this is your cracker shape. So this is your cracker shape. You're never going to get bored with these dies, everybody. Honestly, you're going to be making so many gorgeous things. So that is your cracker die. This is your holly filigree elements. So you've got the pierced panels. You've got the holly filigree for the small panel and the holly filigree for the large panel. So unlike most people where you would get 1 die for the center, I've given you 2, so you can join them together when you make the bauble, and then pop your ribbon or your poinsettia or whatever around the middle. So that is your holly elements, and this is your snowflake elements with the extra 2 panels. This die set has 14 dies in total. Oops. 14 dies in total. And the design team will show good 10-inch. The thing with this is, it's going to be awesome for gifts as well. And the design team can share with you, after the live is finished, the design team can share with you one of their cracker samples and one of their card samples. So you're going to get some ideas straight away. And I will get Ilona to post a link to her YouTube where she's showing you how to put this together. We've not finished yet, everybody. We've not finished yet. Elaine, honestly, I'm halfway through. Perfect size, Chrissy. Yeah. They're a full 10 inches. A full 10 inches when assembled. So that is when it's been assembled and scrunched together with your ribbon at the ends. Right, let's move on to... Oh, are you ready for this, everybody? Are you ready for this? We're moving on to the 3D embossing folders. 3D embossing folders. And we'll do the snowflakes first. There are 4. There are 4 new 3D embossing folders. Ignore the picture on the front of this, because it's not a solid snowflake. It's just the only way they could do it. So this is your beaded snowflakes 3D embossing folder. And this is your beaded snowflakes 8x8 3D embossing folder. That is just stunning. If I get really close on this one, I wonder if it'll let me show you the detail. Oh, it won't do it. It won't. Can you see this one where my finger is? There are 6 layers of depth to these snowflakes. 6 layers of depth to these snowflakes. It's mind-blowing. And that's just plain white card. And I'm flicking it over to show you this in mirror card. These are, I can't tell you how stunning these embossing folders are, everybody. Prepare yourself, because they are absolutely stunning. And I'm going to swear because my boards have just fell off my desk. So bear with me a second. Everything's gone flying. Of course it has. Thanks for that. Thank you for that. Just bear with me 1 second, because all the dies have pinged off the... All the dies have pinged off the magnetic sheets. Oh, God. I'm gonna swear, but I'll do it under my breath. I'll put these together later. And let's just hope that I haven't lost any of the small dies. Chrissy knows I don't normally swear. Right, I'll salvage that later. I want to show you the rest of the embossing folders. So that is your Beaded Snowflakes 3D embossing folder. We're now going to move on to the Nordic Quilted Snowflakes. Oh, thanks, Fiddlesticks is not quite what I was going to say, but it's similar. It starts with the same letter, Catherine. Bearded Snowflakes, well, there might be something else starting with B if they fall on the floor again. So this is your Nordic Quilted Snowflakes. So I don't know whether, if I bring this, can you see, look, you've got teeny tiny pierced detail going through this embossing folder. This one, I'm just going to give you all a heads up, yeah. This one, from all the embossing folders I'm about to show you tonight, this one looks stunning, and I mean stunning in positive and negative, right? So this is your Nordic Quilted embossing folder. I'm trying to get you to see the teeny tiny piercing detail, but my camera might not pick it up. So can you see you've got a sticky out one, you've got a sticky in one, sticky out, sticky in, sticky out, sticky in, and all this tiny piercing detail is just absolutely stunning. I love this embossing folder. I'm going to go as far as to say I think this might be my favourite. So the quilted sections, as you can see, in this way they are debossed, they are into the card. The other way they are out of the card, so it looks like a proper quilt. And this is how it looks on mirror card. Look at this, look. Oh, you can see all the little piercing things now, look. Look at this embossing folder. Oh my god. And I can tell you this one was an absolute nightmare to do. So that is your Nordic Quilted. This is your Nordic Quilted Snowflakes 3D embossing folder. We've got two more to show you, and then we've got the paper packs. So the next one, oh, I'll do it in order of the boards. The next one is your Holly Boughs. So this is your Holly Boughs embossing folder. Yeah, all 8x8. Yeah, you are funny. This is your... You need everything. Yeah, yes you can. So Tony has already picked up that you can do this. I've specifically designed these embossing folders so that you can use them as small sections or large sections. So this is your Holly Boughs. Are you ready for this, everybody? Are you ready for this? This is how the Holly Boughs looks in white cardstock. This is just plain old white cardstock. Even the berries have got detail in them. This is your Holly Boughs 3D embossing folder. And if I turn this to the side, you'll see just how deep this is. Yeah. And let's look at it on the mirror card. Look at that. Look at this Holly. They're all stunning. Now, you know as well as I do, I don't normally do 4 embossing folders in one go. I usually just do 3. But we've got 4 because we've got 2 specific themes for Christmas this year. We've got the foliage and we've got the snowflakes. So we've covered everybody's style for this year, next year, the year after. Yeah, so that is your Holly Boughs embossing 3D embossing folder. We'll move on to the last one, and you know what this is going to be because you saw a sneaky peek of it on the baubles. Hang on, I'm just picking these dies up. I don't want to run over them with my chair and bend them. This is your Festive Poinsettia 3D embossing folder. So are you ready for this when you see it in real life? So obviously these are all 8x8. You already know how thick my embossing folders are, and that's how we can get this depth. This is super deceiving because this is actually as deep as this. It's only because we have plain sections in the other ones that it makes it look higher. And this is your Festive Poinsettias 3D embossing folder. Aren't they just absolutely stunning? Absolutely stunning. You can see the depth and the detail, and I'm going to show you this in mirror card just so you can see the difference. It's mind-blowing, even for myself, and I've done this for a long time, as you know. But when my prototypes came with these, I was blown away. Yeah, so that is your 4 embossing folders, and then we've got 2 paper packs still to show you. Are you ready? Love these so much. So for the first time ever, we've got 2 paper packs. Let me just move this off because see, I've saved all my scraps. Completely different styles. So this is something to go with everything that I've just shown you. So we've got Festive Foliage and we have Snowflake Serenade. Okay. These are all small designs, specifically small designs to go with your bauble dies and to go with your cracker dies. So these are all small designs, and I'm just going to show you how beautiful these papers are. Just so you know, the top part, you've got 4 poinsettia designs on the top, and then at the bottom you've got 4 holly designs. So let's have a quick flick. Yeah, they will. Wait till you see the samples, everybody. Wait till you see the samples, because the samples are stunning. So let's just do a quick flick. Look at this. You've got so much depth in these papers. So much depth with snow over the top, the ferns in there, the foliage. You've got 2 with green backgrounds. So these are all green backgrounds with the poinsettias and 2 with white. Oops, 2 with white backgrounds. Where is it? Come on, come back. Come on, come on. And then we move on to the holly. They're just absolutely beautiful. Now, you know I love watercoloured images for my Christmas papers. And that's exactly what you've got here. Oh, I'm trying to show you all the designs. 1 p.m. and 4 p.m. Yeah. Look at this. Now wait till you see the snowflakes. Wait till you see the snowflakes. These are special. I've never done anything like this. And I'm just going to say this right from the offset. We had so many discussions about colour palettes. Myself, the design team, me and Karen. These are absolutely stunning. These are snowflakes, but not as you've seen them before. So this is Snowflake Serenade. We've obviously gone dusky blue and dusky pink. Yeah. In fact, I'm going to zoom in on this one. Look at these snowflakes, everybody. These are a work of art. These are crystal snowflakes, multi-layered crystal snowflakes, I'll have you know, in various shades of dusky blue with minimal watercoloured background with snow over the top. Look at this. These are just incredible. Yeah. So you've got this, you've got 4 designs in this, in the 2 colours. So you've got the same design in the pinks. Can you see the detail in these snowflakes? I know, I'm sorry, Jackie. And then we move on to smaller ones. Smaller ones, same design, 2 different colour palettes. You already know that this is a different snowflake, by the way. These are all different snowflakes. It's not the same one, it's different. They're all different. You'll see when you get them home. And then we move on to the next one. I'm trying not to mix my pack up. The next design, I've got mixed up somewhere. Hang on, it's this one. The next design, which is even smaller. My camera won't zoom in close enough, but you can see the detail in these snowflakes. These are something special. They really are. Anyway, and that's it. So that's not bad. Do you know what? Thank you. I appreciate that, because this is really, it's hard work. We all know that Christmas is our busiest time. Yeah. We all know that Christmas is when we as crafters buy the most, because we make more Christmas cards than we do anything else. So every year, you know me well enough to know that every year I push myself. And if I just show you just this one, look. Let me see if I can get a sharper image. Can you see the detail in this? It's even for me, and I've designed them, it's mind-blowing. It's mind-blowing. And these are full-size paper, but you can actually see, look, I've prepped one of my demos with one of the baubles, look. Right, so that is your Festive 2025 release from Lilo Me. I'm going to not be able to show you the dies again, because they've all pinged out. And they're all over my floor. And I am not a happy bunny about that. But there's nothing I can do. But what I can show you... Oh, sleep. I can show you the boards. I'll do it at the end. I'll do a recap at the end once we're finished. So I need to get on with the card now. Draw breath. What do you think, everybody? Are you happy with that? It's absolutely stunning. I know it's easy for me to sit here and say this to you all, that it's a stunning collection, but it genuinely is. And more importantly for me is the number of ways you're going to be able to use them. It's not just about cutting a bauble out. It's about... Let me show you. It's about cutting the different options with the bauble dies and then building them up into whatever you want to do with them. Whatever you want to do with these baubles, you are going to be able to do it. You can see we've used the embossing folder on that one in the centre. These are just so beautiful, and they are perfectly sized. All the intricate details that you get with them are just mind-blowing. They really are. I'm super happy with this. Super happy with it. I mean, look. They're even beautiful just looking at them like that. Anyway, I'm going to shut up and we're going to make a card. I'm going to make a card with this year's new release. I don't even know how to tell you this. So when I've been prepping my demos for TV, yeah, thank you, Samantha. I think this is what I try to do. So Samantha's just said the Christmas releases from us are the only ones where she needs the whole collection because they're so versatile and beautiful. And I think that's the point. It's giving you all the products, all the dies, all the papers, all the embossing folders that coordinate, that you can bring in year after year after year. Now, those of you that have been with me for a long time will know that I did some bauble dies years ago. I think it's about 4 or 5 years ago. So you're going to now be able to enhance the older stuff with the newer stuff. Just a quick mention before I forget. As Wendy asked me earlier, And you've got the lovely Jean Tondi to thank for this, everybody. So these are from last year. So the berry sprigs, and the fir and holly leaves are two A6 die sets from last year that sold out, well, in about a week, I think. I've restocked these. These will be on my shows on Wednesday. This will be the last chance you can get these. So these are the berry sprigs and fir and holly sprigs from last year. Just saying. Just so you know. Right, let's get do you know, thank you, Emma. I think, yeah, class in a glass, I'll take that. I know you are, Karen, I'm sorry, but you're going to be able to do such a lot with it. I think for me, what makes this fabulous is all the different ways you can do this. So when I was prepping this card, I was prepping it, I specifically wanted to use the Holly embossing folder in the background with the poinsettias. Now everything on this card is from the new release, apart from the berries and the fir that are from last year. Yeah, so everything on this card is from this new release. Yeah, and the piercing detail, you all know that I've gone mad for piercing. We'll move away from that soon. But layered differently will always be piercing. And I wanted you to be able to make beautiful, stunning cards easily. And that's what you're going to be able to do. So let's get this show on the road. So I've got all my poinsettias that I haven't put together yet. You already know that the poinsettias from this year are going to coordinate with the poinsettias from last year and the poinsettias from the year before. Yeah, so poinsettias never go out of fashion. I've used the this cardstock is the Imperial Red, luster card, which gives you a lovely silvery shimmer. So Imperial Red with a lovely silvery shimmer. Yeah, class it in a glass, and they just look beautiful. So gorgeous. So here we go. What time is it? Crikey, that's took me nearly an hour just to show you all that. So I've got a top folding card. You know they're my favourite. And I've got two layers here from the Layered Differently 2 dies, the ones with the rounded corners. And this is the Holly embossing folder. This is why I love these folders. Yeah, so I've managed, I'm going to show you because you need to know these things. So when I've designed this, and all 4 of the embossing folders have been designed specifically so that if you want to do DL cards, you can use the central panels. Yeah, or the end panel. You can do that with every single one of these new embossing folders. DL cards, 6x6, A6, whatever you want to do. And you can line them up so easily. Look how gorgeous this is. Even the berries, look. Even the berries. Oh, it's just gone dark in my craft room. Has it gone dark outside? So I'm going to whiz this together quickly. Oh, am I kidding? Quickly. In fact, let me just show you the reverse. This is the reverse. This is the front and the reverse. Aren't they just beautiful? I'm super happy with Christmas, but then I always am because I work hard to get it right for everybody. So regardless of whether you like foliage or whether you like snowflakes, it doesn't matter because you've got both in this. You've got options. So let's just get this laid up. Happy birthday for tomorrow. Whoever's birthday it is tomorrow. Mine's not till August. So let's get a card made and show you how easy it is to do this. Crikey, I better get a drink. I've not even had a biscuit. Hang on a minute. It'd be rude not to. I'm dunking it in my coffee so I don't crunch in your ear. Well, I hope you like this year's offerings, because it wasn't a quick job. You all know how long it takes me to do the Christmas stuff, because I'm a bit of a perfectionist. And the crackers particularly, I can't tell you how many different prototypes I've had of that. I was cutting while I was waiting for the actual dies to come. I was genuinely printing them and cutting them out by hand to check the sizes and check everything, just to make sure everything was spot on. Now, obviously, because I've included so many panels, I think I've thrown them all away. Oh, I've got one here, look. Here, look. This is me, look, this was number 6. So this was me testing bauble number 6. Or is it? Yeah, it's either 6 or 9. Yeah, so this was me testing it to make sure that all the little slots were perfect. Now, when you put yours together, you will end up with a 2mm gap on your panels, because it's the only way I could include so many extras. And I thought, rather than lose all the extras, which what makes it fabulous, who cares about a 2mm gap on the bottom of your cracker? Aren't they fabulous? Oops. I just battered that poor snowflake. And nearly battered myself with the poker tool. Right, let's get this card put together. I've got so much to do still before TV on Wednesday. It's just typical that the timing was awkward for being away. Yeah, it's from a Drossen, yeah. It's handmade shortbread from Georgine. And let me tell you, she makes a mean strawberry tart. Right, let's pop this on. So you all know that the LED differently dies are designed to coordinate perfectly with my A5 top fold card blanks. So, I mean, that looks Christmassy before we even start. And then we're going to layer this up. I mean, look. I hope you can see what you can do with all this, because it's gonna be used year after year. And I think for me, that's the biggest thing. I try not to, well, I don't ever do it anymore. You never have anything from me that you're only going to use once and put in a cupboard. Even your Christmas stuff, you're going to bring it out next year. And those of you that are savvy enough to remember last year where we had the charmed snowflakes, you know that you're going to be able to incorporate those with the baubles also. So let's just get this layered up. Yeah, this is beautiful card. Beautiful card. I'll just give you a little tip as well. I'm not sure what Ilona said on her video, because I haven't watched it yet. But I can tell you that the crackers, most of the crackers that we've made are with the luster card or with the pattern papers from this year. So for those of you who are new to me, I'm just going to mention this, because my papers are not paper. My papers are not flimsy paper. In fact, Angela, are you watching? Angela's made a cracker with the papers, because these are actually 190 GSM. So this is strong enough for you to make your Christmas crackers with as well. So you're going to be able to do gifts for people, which I think is really rather marvellous. I've no idea, Caroli. Caroli's just said, how am I going to demo all this? Well, I'm not, because there's just no way that I can show you everything on TV. It's taken us an hour nearly to get through showing you the boards and everything. So we already know that my first show is going to be one card. I will make a bauble on the second show. So do make sure you watch, make sure you watch them all. Right, we're going to layer this up. And I'm just going to show you actually. Where is it? Here it is. I want you to see this in reverse. So when I was getting my demo ready, I did two options, look. I did two options. The red with the white holly, or the white with the red poinsettias. Look at that. I might do this next week for you. Look at that. How beautiful is this? But I opted for the white holly because I've got so many poinsettias on here. Right, I will do a recap at the end, just to show everybody who's joined us late. Remember, pre-orders are from 9 PM tonight. If you order from TV, don't worry, it's fine. You will not miss out, because unless we sell out, because I have separate stock for TV. And I hope you love it all as much as I do. So I'm just popping this on. So I don't know whether you can see. I don't know whether, yeah, they are both stunning. The Luster card, I believe, is 270, Isabel. The Luster card is 270. I will indeed, Helen, yes. Now I'm back, I'm playing catch up a little bit. So we might have a few extra lives where we'll make some more Christmas cards. Now I'm back. Let me just show you, look. So this is the embossing folder centralized. So when I did the panel for the top of this die, I've off-centered it, so the holly is going around the outside. So this section here is now going to have holly in it. Gorgeous. And you know what's going on here. I'm going to put the diamond dazzle on before we start doing anything else. I can't keep up with all you, because there's such a lot to show you. That's hilarious, Kim. What's donations, Rob? Emma, the crackers are super easy. The crackers are super easy to make. It's just a little bit of die cutting. Oh, I've not changed my glasses. Somebody remind me when I've done this bit. I wondered why it looked blurry. I still got my computer glasses on. Let me tell you this as well. Oh no, I'm not telling you. I'm not telling you. You can wait. Just change my glasses. I've got to keep some secrets from you. For now. So these are having the obligatory diamond dazzle. Remember, when you order the luster card, we also have the same in paper. So if you're somebody who's conscious about the weight of your cards, you can buy a card for your die cutting, or for your matting and layering, and you can do your die cutting in the card. It's exactly the same colour. So there is an Imperial Red paper. So the poinsettias, for example, could have been with the paper rather than the cardstock. I don't post cards, so I don't usually think about the weight, but I know it's something that you need to consider sometimes, especially at Christmas. So a little bit of Diamond Dazzle. I'm not going to glitter the berries or the holly, but I mean, that's just so Christmassy before I even do anything else. Thanks, Nina. Right, so that is that. I'm scared of that falling off because it's got glitter in it now. We're going to move on to the actual bauble. So, lots of ways you can use the bauble, as I said. So this is the Elegance bauble, which these are beautiful traditional shapes, which I really like as well. Why did I not zoom the camera back in? There we go. These are beautiful traditional shapes, and that's why I love them. So you don't have to use all 3 layers. The baubles look just as good with 2 layers. Yeah, it's entirely up to you how you put these together. Yeah. Now I'm going to do this one flat. And then I'm going to do the other one raised. And I toyed with the idea, if I'm being honest with you, I toyed with the idea when I was putting these together of having piercing on all 3 layers, but I decided against it because it actually looks really classy with the plain base and then the pierced top layers. And then this one's going on foam tape. Oh, well, I never knew that, Rob, but I'm not going to do that. I think you all donate to me regularly enough without asking for donations. Can you imagine? Oh, you can watch me, but by the way, whilst you're watching me, you can also send me some money. Thank you very much. And then you can buy all the stuff. I won't be doing that. It makes me happy when you like what I bring you, so that's what's important to me. So this is a little bit like a patchwork quilt. I'm sure I could have made that easier. Oh yeah, oh, I've got more. Oh, there's so many things I need to tell you, but I can't. So you're just going to have to wait. Just see my advert on Hobby Maker. I didn't even know I'd done an advert for Hobby Maker. Are you sure it was me, Rob? Right, let's get this layered up. This is how easy it is to make these cards look so pretty. And this was the whole point. I don't know who my presenters are on Wednesday, but good luck to them. Look how beautiful this is. It's just, you imagine these done in mirror card as well. Oh, so much you can do. So now that we've created a very easy layered bauble. That's a cheeky bins. Yeah, you could put money in the crack, you could put whatever you want in it. So we'll pop that to one side and we'll get on with the poinsettias. Now I'm going to introduce a little bit of gold to this. So the poinsettias, just to make it lush as you would expect, they're all 3-layer poinsettias. Now these are different sizes, so in case anybody's wondering, these are different sizes to all the others that I've done before, but they will obviously, they will obviously coordinate, and they look really nice in this lovely red luster card. Imperial Red it's called. So I'm just going to put these together. And remember, I'll remind Ilona to post a link to her YouTube afterwards so you can see the cracker being made. And if I have time, we will maybe have an extra live on Friday night where I can do another couple of Christmas cards. I've prepped 4 demos for TV and 2 crackers. We know that's not going to happen. So I will make sure I make one of the crackers on show 2. Just so we make sure we get one done. It's super, super easy. And I know Ilona's put some tips in there. Because as the design team have been using them, they've obviously discovered useful tips and quick ways to make it easier. So this is the focal poinsettia, which is why it's 4 layers. I love this colour cardstock. I generally go for ruby, but I wanted that lovely shimmer from the pearl card. I'm going to take that back. It's not pearl card, it's luster card. It's nothing like Centura pearl. This is class. I could never get on with Centura pearl. It always used to break apart. So I stopped using it. I stopped stocking it as well. So this is my bottom left poinsettias. And now we'll move on to the top right. I'm trying to keep up with your comments. A body double. I don't think anybody'd want a double of this body, Karen. Nay, I clone. Oh, imagine how much work I could get done if there was 2 of me. Karen's not far off. Right, here we go. It's always busy this time of year, as you know. And my holidays have just been really awkward times. Obviously the visit to Scotland was for a family wedding, so I couldn't do anything about that. So top right. Oops. Nearly done. It won't take me long. And the funny thing is, the demos that I've prepped for whilst I'm at Hobby Maker, they're all obviously using the same new release, but they all look completely different. And for me, as the designer of these things, it makes me feel happy that you can get so many different looks from the same products. So I hope everybody's not already bought all the Christmas stuff. There will be no restocks, by the way. No restocking of any of this. It was a massive, massive order that I did. And it'll be a one-time thing. I won't be restocking Christmas. The only things I'm likely to restock next year are obviously poinsettias and holly. But who knows what my theme is for next year? Nobody knows. Oops, skew F. Sit right, let me just put some gold pearls in these. And I am going gold pearls for this, but I just want to show you that the ruby gems look really... Is that ruby or poppy? No, that's poppy. There's ruby. Come on, ruby. I hope we've got some of these because every year we sell out. So the ruby gems look fabulous in these poinsettias. These are the ruby. They're slightly darker than the summer poppy. Let me show you. You may as well make use of me while I'm here. So ruby is the darker one. Summer poppy is the lighter one. So it's just depending on what your look is. But I'm going gold. It's just nice to be able to show you that kind of thing. There will be a Christmas magazine box kit. Not sure when, I'm not even sure whether Karen knows when, because nobody seems to know what's going on with them. I don't think they know themselves. So let me just get my gold pearls in. Right, here we go. So, I love adding a little touch of gold to red cards. Cards with red on and green. I like a little touch of gold. Oh, I ain't got one that small. Right, so just while I'm sticking these in, I'll just remind you about the pre-orders. So pre-orders will be live tonight from 9ish. If you're phoning the shop to order yours over the phone, it needs to be after 12 o'clock tomorrow, after lunchtime. And if you are phoning to order from the shop and you want to collect from the shop, that's absolutely fine, but you can't collect until Thursday. So let's just get that glue with a bit of damn dazzle on it. Oh, bugger. It just went all over me. There are worse things to be covered in, I'm sure. Apparently. Depends where you come from. Or where you're going. I won't carry that conversation on. Right, so we're moving now on to the little holly. So the holly that comes as part of the bauble die set is this one, look. So you get a couple of different extra holly things with piercing in. I can't even show you because the dies have all. Look, this is the current state of my dies because they fell off. Let me just see if I can find the... There you go, look. So these little hollies that are part of the Elegance bauble, can you see? They've got the pierce detail running down the centre. So I did that on purpose so that it looks different. So I'm just going to add some red berries to this. So I've just cut it again in red. And I'm just going to snip off. I'm just going to snip off the leaf. And then just stick the berry on. I mean, we could have put gems on, but I wanted to keep the luster card look. So it's just a little extra die cut and then fussy cutting. So I've now got red berries on my little holly. And the piercing, lovely. And that little detail, really lovely. Right, I'm missing all your comments. Is it Mel? Have we not got a Christmas one? Oh, it just shows you how much I know, everybody. Next box kit is January, everybody, just so you know. There isn't a Christmas one, so it shows you how much I know about what I'm doing myself. I'm just going to add some... Oh, do you know what? I might not. I'm not. I'm going to leave it as it is. Right. So all these extras, all these lovely little extra layers and everything I've put in so that you can do your sentiments. Now, the stamps I'm using are from last year, and I had them, but I think they've fallen down somewhere. So let me see if I can find them. Of course they did. Of course they fell down. There we go. So these are the ones from last year. I haven't done any new sentiment stamps for this year, because quite frankly we didn't need them. And if you haven't got these from last year, we've got a little tiny bit of these left. Yeah, so I've kept them because they tie in really nicely with the bauble theme. So we could stamp one of the we could stamp one of the stags look on the bauble, and so on and so forth. So I didn't do new stamps on purpose because there was a lot of dies, a lot of embossing folders, and obviously the 2 paper packs. So let's find one that fits in nicely. Let's have a look. So, Happy Christmas. I'm going to have Happy Christmas. Oh, with love at Christmas. With love at Sending Christmas Magic. Oh, there's too many choices. Season's greetings. Happy Christmas. Merry Christmas. I usually do Happy Christmas because I know not everybody uses Merry. And then I've got 2 greens here. I just need to see which one fits better. So let me just get a little bit of scrap card. And let's just see which one works better with the racing green. I think it'll be the darker one. That's it. I don't even need to try the other one. I knew that would be the right one. So let's just stamp our sentiment. And just let that dry for a second. I mean, that's beautiful. And then we'll get this card put together and layered up. I can't tell you how bad the weather was driving back yesterday. We literally, for 6 hours of driving, we literally had about 20 minutes where it wasn't raining. That was it. And it wasn't just raining, it was absolutely bucketing it down. Oh, Georgine, by the way, thank you, hubby, for telling me to add M8, because it was much easier than the way the sat-nav brought me up. Oh, sorry, that green that I've just used is Rainforest. There you go. Rainforest. So now we can start to assemble this card. And this is the fun part. So for the baubles, for all of the baubles, including the mini baubles, I've included the little crown or finial, whatever you want to call it. So we could have done this in gold or white, but I've done it in red, yeah? And I am going to add that little detail on, not because it needs it, because if you look at how I've done these, they're actually quite strong. But I like the detail. I like the... It's all about finishing touches and detail with me. And this is what makes us better than cards that you can buy, because they don't care about things like this. So now that we've got that lovely little coordinated detail with a little bit of piercing in there, and we can start putting this together. So, foam tape. I'm not putting any glitter on the bauble. In fact, I think I might do it. No, I'll do this with foam tape. The only reason I've used foam tape rather than glue gel is because I don't want it to wobble. I cannot believe it's 20 past. 20 past. What's this mean here? Oh crikey, it's telling me I've got too much storage used on my iPad. If I disappear, everybody, I will come straight back, so don't panic. My iPad's telling me I've run out of storage. So I'm gonna speed through this. I wonder if I can alter it from here. I don't think I can. I think if I close the app, I will lose you. Right, I'm going to have to speed through this. So, bauble. I'm going to centralize this so that it's a little bit lower. We've got the bow here. Now you can put the bow on top, but I'm going to thread mine through like this. So I'm just going to pop a little bit of glue on there. I've just realised why, because I've downloaded films for while we were away. So I'm going to thread that through. I'm going to position it just like that. I'm going to pop that. Let's just get it central. And then I'll snip off the excess details. And yes, I've kept it all red, look, on purpose. And now we'll start assembling this, and it looks like I need to be quick. I do apologise. I should have realised I'd still got loads of movies on my iPad from whilst we were away. Naughty Phill. That's just another thing you need to remind me, Chrissy Cole, when I come back from my holidays. Delete all the videos. So now we're introducing some green, because too much red at the moment, and it will be balanced really nicely when we start adding the holly and everything. I am going to glitter this one. Can you see how easy it is to do? And like Emma was saying, it takes her 3 days to do a card. Well, it probably won't with these, because once you've done the cutting, it's relatively easy, and that is the whole point. It's meant to be easy to make gorgeous cards. Right, so the holly, I'm just going to shape the holly. I'm not going to put anything on the holly itself. I am going to glitter the berries. I'm not putting red on them, I'm just going to glitter them. I love these. Love these. Yeah, the bows are lovely, Jean, and you can mix and match them across the whole set as well. So all of the bows will work with all of the baubles. Even the mini bows will work with these. So I'm just going to glitter these berries. I'm not putting any glitter on the holly itself because I want that lovely shimmer from the green to shine through. We are nearly done. I'm hoping that I don't lose you before I can do a recap. Do you know when I was doing this holly, I remembered last year's holly, last year's holly sprigs, and I thought, this is going to be so good with that. I love it when things add on and enhance what we've already got. Right, so this is from the last year's holly and fir sprigs, and this is my favourite way of glittering this. So I'm literally just holding it and just letting the tip of the glue catch onto it, and what happens is you end up with big blobby bits of glue. Let me show you. You end up with like blobby bits of glue, and it's perfect for this. It looks like snow. Blobby bits. That's a technical term, obviously. It's very festive, this colour scheme. And I mean, you all know me well enough to know that foliage and flowers are my thing, but so are snowflakes. Those of you that have been with me for a long time will know that I absolutely love snowflakes for Christmas. which is why I've made sure we've covered both options. And this is why I know that this collection is just going to keep on giving. Every year when you use it, it's going to give you something different. So I'm just introducing some bits of glitter. These lovely little berry things are from last year as well. They are, like I say, restocked until they've gone. Once the restock has gone, that will be it. I won't restock them again. And you can say thank you to Jean, because it's because of Jean that you've got these. Because, I mean, really, Jean should be a bit ashamed because she didn't have them from last year. Was you ashamed, Jean, when you discovered you didn't have them? I think she was. So we've got them. So a little bit of berry, a little bit of fur, and then we can assemble everything. So if you look at the construction of this card, it's basically, it's just die cutting and an embossing folder. But the dies are so incredibly beautiful that this is why it looks so good. It looks like it's taken forever to make, but in actual fact, it hasn't. Right, here we go. Can't find what, Leslie? Oh, wait. Oh, here we go. So poinsettias first, the two biggest ones. Do you know what, Chrissy? You're absolutely right, love. Absolutely right. I bet you've got them, haven't you, Chrissy? So the poinsettias are going on first. And we're doing a little trio. So I'm doing opposites in trios. And then the biggest ones down the bottom. Oh, it might not be live yet, Leslie. Yeah, you did get them in the end. You're forgiven. They might not be live yet, Leslie, because of them being part of this release now as well. So I'm just doing the poinsettias. I'm just bring this one out of it. I'm trying not to cover up too much of the... That's better. This is so easy to do. And then a smaller version in the opposite corner. And that is my stomach rumbling. And can you believe this, everybody? Let me tell you this. Which is the smallest one? We have the modern milkman to deliver our milk. So I cancelled it, postponed it whilst we were away, and it should have been delivered this morning. So I was like, yeah, that's good. Well, there'll be some milk when we get there, when we get home. And they failed to deliver. Luckily, I bought a pint. Otherwise, I would have been without coffee until this morning. Now, nobody wants that. So next is the holly. So this is why I always include different sizes of the holly sprigs or whatever foliage I'm doing. You always get different sizes. So the large ones are going up here, look. It is. This is just me, Tony. You don't need to be as elaborate as me. You just don't, because they're just beautiful. It's just beautiful as it is. And I've got to say, some of this, I can't tell you because you can't see the samples yet. But when you do see the design team samples, we've got so many different variations using all these new things. And I love it. I love to see what they come up with that's different to me. So you get loads and loads of inspiration. Oops. Oh, my iPad's shouting at me. My iPad is shouting at me. So we've got the big sprigs on first. So basically all we're doing now is we're using the lead differently dyed shape as a frame. I'm just making sure I'm doing it the right order. So it's given us a frame shape to decorate, and it's obviously still featuring that gorgeous piercing detail, which is why it all coordinates. This is why I kept saying you will need your lead differently dyes. And then we've got just a little bit of the extras to put on. They're not quite dry yet, so this will be fun. Of course the glue gel doesn't want to behave, so that's going that way, so this one needs to go the opposite direction. Bear with. My first Christmas card of 2025. And then the opposite corners. And then that lovely little berry branch that I've got here is for the bottom of the card. I feel like I'm missing a holly, but I maybe didn't do it. Forgive me, I know I'm faffing, but it needs to be right. It needs to be right. Oh, it's so pretty. And then I'm going to put this one just under here. My tweezers are all glued up. And this one underneath. I mean, you'd know this was one of my cards from a mile away. And then we're just going to finish off with these two little holly thingies. And I specifically included all these extra little dies. So all these little extra dies were put in so that you could, the berry sprigs are small, Julie. They're like 4.5, 5 centimeters. They're all small. I specifically put all these extras in so that you've got different options with your bauble dies. So what I'm going to do now, look, is just add a couple of these just to finish off the bauble. Let me see if I can do it with my